Do fossil fuels come from dinosaurs? We just received a letter from Egypt. It's from Noor, one of our Earth champs. She wants to know whether fossil fuels come from dinosaur fossils. What do you think? Write your answers in the comments below. Let's find out whether our fossil fuel comes from dead dinosaur fossils. But before we investigate, let's understand what fossils are. Fossils are the remains or traces of plants and animals like bones, teeth, shells, or leaves that lived a long time ago. Fossils are also the preserves of animal activities like footprints or poop. Did you know the word fossil comes from the Latin word fossis, which means having been dug up? The oldest known fossil is 3.5 billion years old and was found in the Archean rocks of Western Australia. Welcome back to another Earth Quest lesson where we're digging a little deeper to understand the origin of fossil fuels, their uses, and their impact on our planet. Let's take a trip around the world to see how people discovered fossil fuels in some really interesting ways. Picture this, about 4,000 years ago, someone stumbled upon a shiny black rock in northern China. When they tossed it into a fire, they discovered it could burn. They had found coal, and little did they know it would become one of the most important fuel sources. China made use of natural gas by piping it through bamboo tubes to boil water for cooking. Imagine walking alongside a beach and finding lumps of black coal just lying around. People in Britain called this sea coal and started using it for warmth and cooking. The Romans got creative with coal too. They started using it to heat water for public baths. This became a social experiment for everyone. Talk about luxurious ways to enjoy a warm bath. Fast forward to the 19th century when rock oil, also known as petroleum, started to gain attention as a possible fuel. Soon enough, it was powering cars, setting off a revolution. These discoveries shaped the way we use energy today. Since the Industrial Revolution, fossil fuels have made their way into our lives in many, many different ways. But you might be asking yourself, have we cracked the big question yet? Do fossil fuels come from dinosaur fossils? Let's get to the bottom of it. As we already know, fossils are the remains of dead plants and animals that died millions of years ago. Back then, much of the earth was covered with swamps, oceans, and dense forests. To grow and thrive, the plants took energy from the sun. Some animals ate those plants, and other animals ate those animals. Thus, the energy kept transferring as it does in a food chain. When they died, the plants and animals had stored energy. Dead plants and animals fell to the bottom of the swamps and oceans. Over thousands of years, they decomposed under layers of sand, clay, rocks, and other minerals. With the pressure of these layers in the atmosphere, along with thousands of years of being buried and added heat from the sun and inside of the earth, the dead plants and animals turned into fossils, and the energy within them became useful for making these fuels. These fossil fuels are found in the Earth's crust. But which types of fossil fuels are there? To uncover the answer, you have to solve these brain quests. Are you ready for the challenge? Let's get started. Guess the word which starts with P and ends with M and it means rock oil. I'm found in the pockets of sedimentary rocks. I burn the hottest and therefore I'm used for cooking and heating homes. I'm naturally made of dead trees and plants and was once used to fuel trains and ships. If you got the answers right, congratulations, you know your fossil fuels. Coming back to the big question, do fossil fuels come from dinosaur fossils? This whole transformation happened way back during the Carboniferous period, about 300 million years ago. That's even before dinosaurs made their grand entrance. So it's time to put the dino myth to rest. Fossil fuels come way back from time, but they are not from our prehistoric pals. Now that we know the answer, let's discover some amazing fossil fuel facts. Around 80% of our energy comes from fossil fuels. Human activities emit about 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide per year by burning fossil fuels, which is 100 to 300 times more than volcanoes. The latest estimate shows that in 2023, burning fossil fuels released 36.8 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That's a massive amount of carbon. To understand how much it is, let's equate it to relatable things. It's the same weight as 36,800 Empire State Buildings, but made entirely of carbon dioxide. If you piled up all the cars in the world, the weight of annual carbon emissions from fossil fuels would be about the same as the weight of all the cars combined. If we shared carbon dioxide equally among all the people on Earth, each person would get about 4.6 tons of carbon dioxide. This is a lot of carbon dioxide in the air each year. All that CO2 in the atmosphere is warming up our planet. To combat the effects of global warming, we've seen an increase in the use of fans and ACs. These devices need power, and most of our electricity comes from burning fossil fuels. So you actually end up burning more fossil fuels, which takes millions of years to form and are non-renewable resources, which means that they cannot be readily replaced by natural means at a quick enough pace to keep up with consumption. It's like a loop that just keeps going. So where does that leave us? We need to find a better way. Let's take small steps to break this cycle. One simple thing you can start with is reducing your energy consumption at home. Here's how. Turning off lights, appliances and electronics when you're not using them. Use energy efficient light bulbs and appliances. Unplug chargers and electronics when they're not in use, as they still use energy even when the switch is off. It's not just about big moves, it's also about small individual actions that add up to a big impact. And that's what we're doing at EarthQuest, where we're not just talking about change, we are taking action. Come join us at EarthQuest. We're a vibrant global community dedicating to tackle climate change. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, or an everyday eco-warrior, there's a spot for you here. We have monthly challenges, global championships, climate and environmental courses, and tons of teaching and learning resources, all aimed to bringing us together to fight the climate crisis. Click the link in our bio to know more. If you liked our video, then hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to know when we upload next. See you in our next quest.